Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the Toyota Prius Prime. I'm going to talk about why this is one of the best cars that you can buy. Before we get in this video, as always, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a 2-liter 4-cylinder paired to a plug-in hybrid system. The MPGe rating is 127. The MPG rating, just like a standard Prius without the hybrid assist, 52 miles per gallon. And then you can get 45 miles of electric driving range, and then it also produces 220 horsepower. So really solid specs. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see the new Prius looks pretty crazy. I mean, look at those sharp lines. Look at the headlights here as well. And yeah, the unlock sound is kind of interesting. But yeah, overall, the new Prius, it's actually a good looking car. Now on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 195 by 60 by 17 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels, they are mostly closed off for aerodynamic efficiency. And then I love the little fender flare there. We've got the mirror caps, which are painted different from the body. And speaking of the body, look at this. Sleek. And this leads us to the key fob. We have the Prius Prime logo there in the back, lock and unlock, and got the Toyota logo there at the bottom. Like I chose the package here on the back, SE, there with that little badge. Now there is just a little popper there for the rear hatch. And it's pretty spacious in the back. And if I remember right, it's a little bit of space underneath there. But yeah, I mean, it's a good A to B type car, and it's got decent space. When you're all done, just plop that down. Now you can see the rest of the rear. You've got that cool light bar design, says Prime there on the back as well. So pretty cool setup. Now we of course have the funky door handle here, and you can see down below, it's not soft touch here. This is kind of more of a baseline interior. And you notice with the cloth seats, that kind of continues that theme. And good legroom here. Got some USB ports there as well. And then the headroom back here is actually decent. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you can see you've got soft touch here. Got all of your window controls there, mirror adjustments, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here is the seat itself. Pretty cool with the red there. It is manually adjustable. And then this is interesting with the design on the dash. Now take a look at the steering wheel. You can see you've got nice soft touch trim all around. You got the cool contrasted stitching. A bunch of practical controls here in the front, including our adaptive cruise control with our lane centering. Got your volume and voice command controls as well. Traditional stocks there on the back. And what's not so traditional is this gauge cluster setup. So it's really far back here. I've made comments on this in the past, so it's not necessarily the best for visibility. You guys can see our state of charge. I charged this up before the review, so we've got 100%. And you don't need upgraded outlets to charge this overnight. Again, these plug-in hybrids have small enough batteries that even if you're just rocking a 110, then it's easy to charge up. So in reverse, we just have a regular backup camera, nothing too crazy with that. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, it's quick with the response time. It's easy enough to use. Got a little physical volume control too. Down below you can see here for the climate, single zone climate with this, and I like this trim that goes around, and then you actually have some soft touch on the dash. Pretty cool design. Then you got a little storage area here, and yeah, it's definitely nice. Got some cup holders. The shifter's kind of weird. Drive mode select here with our auto hold stability control, and then this is for the whole plug-in system. So basically, if you want it to charge the battery, do you want it to just be hybrid mode, do you want it to be EV mode, you can choose with those buttons. Got a little center console, nice trim here on the top, camera rear view mirror, and then no center for anything. So I got the window sticker on my phone. This is a 2-wheel drive Prime, so yeah, and it's an SE. It's kind of more baseline, but you can see 34,184. We'll talk about the pricing and all of that kind of stuff with the drive, but yeah, let's drive it. Let's talk about visibility before you set off. Over the hood, both mirrors, the rest of the rear, and well, Prime away. Setting off in the Prius Prime. Pretty good acceleration for what's supposed to be an economical plug-in hybrid. It's pretty zippy, especially when you're in the hybrid mode. You've got power from both the electric side of things and from the engine. It's a zippy little car. So the Prius, I think this is one of the best cars that you can buy in today's market. Also, it's got the regen mode, which is cool. You put it in B mode and letting off, and it's doing regen, kind of like an electric car. It's reasonably priced, and it's super efficient. Now, a lot of people will argue that electric cars are more efficient. There's less people arguing that now with the depreciation that they experience, and with how much charging costs if you use the charging infrastructure you don't charge at home. So yes, people are arguing less and less on the cost savings of the efficiency of electric cars, but this is just truly efficient for a gas car, right? If you just plug this in at your house overnight, every single night, you don't even have a 220, you just have a 110, you can pretty much get a full charge. And then, you know, depending on how long your commute is, you might use a little bit of gas, you might use no gas, and so then you can just go so far with this car. And even if you don't do that, you can still get 50 miles per gallon, right? You don't plug in at all, you just use this as a regular Prius basically, then yeah, 50 miles per gallon, which if you're not going to plug this in all the time, I've said this with other plug-in hybrids, just get the regular hybrid Prius, save yourself some money, and that would be the way to go. But if you can plug this in all the time, yeah, just the efficiency that you can attain, it's really cool just how far this can go, which yeah, that's kind of the benefit of going Prime. So overall, it's a great car. You do get a little bit more road noise, so that is something to note about the Prius in general. It's an economy car, right? This is just barely bigger than a Toyota Corolla, so you can have some more road noise. Wind noise is pretty minimal. It's a decently comfortable ride, but again, just look at this as an economy car. It's the best way to look at it. So I think the best way to cap off this video is comparison to the Tesla Model 3, because that's what a lot of people are comparing the Prius to, right? There was a lot of people that bought Priuses and then switched over to Tesla, and they're considering coming back. My response is do it. Resale value is better on the Prius. Reliability is better on the Prius. People say, well, electric cars are more reliable because less moving parts. You look at the number of recalls, the number of services that electric cars require, they're not, especially compared to a Prius. Like Toyota has nailed hybrid powertrains, more reliable, better resale value. The cost, right, you're pretty similar in cost with both of them depending on how you package them out. So you're not really saving on that side of things, but if you have better resale value, you're saving on that. And you know, in terms of driving, yeah, it's not quite as quick as a Tesla. It doesn't have same tech, but it's got enough tech. And so yeah, I would say that if you are debating between the two, or if you went to Tesla and you're thinking about coming back, I would go back to the Prius. That's my take. Again, if I'm not in the market for this type of car because of where I live currently, but maybe in the future I'll be more open to it. And you know, if I was going to buy just an efficient A to B type car, it would be one of Toyota's hybrids. I would be hard pressed to decide between the Prius, the Camry, and the Corolla. I really do like that new Camry. It's kind of expensive, we'll say that, but yeah, I would get a traditional hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. I think that would be the way to go, versus a fully electric car. This is just a sweet spot, right? You get the best of both worlds of the powertrains. There's a little bit of complexity with this, but yeah, it's a solid setup. So if you're looking for efficiency and affordability, the Prime's great. If you're not going to be plugging in all the time, the regular Prius is definitely the route to go. And just get an XLE all-wheel drive, and $30,000, a little bit over that, mid $30,000 car, tons of features, great fuel economy. You know, you're still getting over 50 miles per gallon. All-wheel drive means you can drive in all 4 seasons. Just a great setup overall. So let me know your thoughts.